What's good, guys? Nick Carter here, back with another episode, and today we are talking about gimbals. DJI recently announced the Ronin S back at NAB 2018, and it has been making waves. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos out on it already. I want to talk to you guys about a budget option. The Ronin S is coming in at nearly $1,000 Australian, which is a ridiculous amount of money, but obviously, you get a good product for it. But what if you don't have $1,000 to spend? So this video, I'm talking about a budget-friendly Ronin S competitor. So we're talking about this guy right here. This is the Feiyu-Tech a1000 3-axis stabilized gimbal. Like I said, I reckon it is a great budget option for those of you who are looking at the Ronin S. Why is that? We're gonna throw some numbers at you right now. So the Ronin S comes in at $1,000 Australian. The Feiyu-Tech a1000 is coming in at just a smidge over $300, currently $319 on Amazon, which is obviously a massive savings. You can get yourself like another camera with the savings there. There's definitely a lot of 3-axis stabilized gimbals on the market. You got a bunch from Zhiyun, like the Crane and Crane V2, and yes, they can be cheap and affordable as well. The Zhiyun Crane V2, the older model, not the 2018 one, comes in at just under $400, so it is pretty comparable in terms of price. But the Feiyu-Tech a1000 has one feature the others don't, but it is a feature that the Ronin S has, and it's the way that the back of the gimbal, one of the motors, sits. With most 3-axis gimbals, this back motor, if I can hold it right, this back motor generally sits up here. What that does is it blocks the view of the back LCD screen on your camera. It makes it very hard to frame shots unless you have an external monitor. The Ronin S has a slightly angled rear motor, allowing you to view the monitor. The Feiyu-Tech a1000 also has that slightly angled rear motor, allowing you to be able to see the screen, which is ridiculously handy, especially if you've gone out and bought that external monitor, which can cost a couple hundred anyway. So a few more specs on the Feiyu-Tech a1000. Like I said, it comes in at just over $300 on Amazon, linked down in the description below, so you can click on that for the most updated price. The payload, and this is probably the weakest part of the entire gimbal, the payload comes in at 1.7 kilograms, which is about 3.7 pounds. Now, that might scare a lot of you, but I currently use the Sony a7 III. On that, I have a Zeiss Bartus 25mm prime lens, and it balances perfectly on this gimbal. And unless you're rocking a G Master zoom lens on this body, it will fit on this gimbal and balance perfectly fine with every other lens, like I said, except the G Master lenses, because those are heavy as. So another positive of the Feiyu-Tech a1000 is just the amount of stuff they give you. With a lot of gimbals, sometimes you just get the bare minimum to get up and go. With the Feiyu-Tech a1000, they just pack you full of stuff. So let's go through. You get this handy carrying case, which is nice if you don't want to chuck it in a bag. In that case, you've got the gimbal itself. You also have the tripod mount down below that screws on. You get 2 batteries to chuck in the gimbal. You get 2 extra spare, so you can have them in your bag ready to go. You get the charger that plugs in via micro USB to USB into the wall. Very handy. You also get a couple of different remote trigger cables to fit your cameras. And I think you get one for Canon, Sony, and Panasonic, which is super handy. Not a whole lot of other gimbals out there offer you that amount for such a little amount of money. Another great thing I love about this gimbal, if you checked out my Peak Design Everyday Backpack video, I'll leave it linked above, you can see that I can actually dismantle this guy and fit it into that backpack. And I'll show you a couple clips here of this gimbal fully dismantled. It's ridiculous how small this thing can get, and that's another reason why I absolutely love it. Portability is key, guys. Now, it has a full metal construction, which makes it feel very premium. It's not too heavy. You got a nice rubber grip, which is probably just about right in terms of thickness for you to be able to get a nice grip on it. You have a trigger button here, and that is used to lock the gimbal straight ahead. You also have your standard variety of modes. So you have the locked mode, which when you hold that trigger down, that allows you just to move the gimbal and the camera will not move. You obviously have selfie mode, then you have the tilt mode, roll mode. You got so many modes. On the front, you have a joystick just like all the other gimbals out there. Not a huge fan. It works, but you can knock it very easily, and that will cause the gimbal to obviously rotate during shot. Luckily, you do get an app with this gimbal as well. Now, I know all the other gimbals out there have apps, but this is a budget-friendly one. Like $300, you get this Feiyu-Tech app. In there, you can control the different speeds of the motors. You can control the speed of the joystick. So I have mine set to like pretty much no sensitivity. So even if I do knock it whilst filming, it's not gonna cause a big drastic change, and also gives nice smooth pans. You've got time-lapse functionality built into this app. It's pretty fully featured. It's not as good as the DJI app or the Zhiyun app for that matter, but for what you get, it is fantastic. Now, the battery life on this gimbal is great. You get about 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours, full day out of the 2 batteries. And obviously, like I said, you get 2 spare in the package itself. Gimbals are becoming all the rave these days, and with the price of them being where they are, I really think for those of you who have a mirrorless body or shoot on a prime lens on, say, a DSLR like a Canon 6D Mark II, I really recommend potentially having a look at this link down below for you to check out. It is a great budget-friendly option for those of you out there who want to get into the world of gimbal use, because using one is fantastic. You get nice, smooth footage every single time. I've not been disappointed with this purchase. It performs very, very well. And when you keep the price in mind compared to the Ronin S, and this does have that angled rear motor, you've got like $700 spare. You can get another lens, external monitor if you want one. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of stabilized footage shot on the Feiyu-Tech a1000. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. Hit that thumbs up button down below if that is the case. Subscribe if you wanna see more videos from myself. And until the next video, guys, peace.